I bet you didn't know how a young girl could become a hero at 30,000 feet. A gentle hum filled the air as passengers settled in. Emily, an 8-year-old, was on her first plane trip, eyes wide with wonder. She sat by the window, heart racing with joy, imagining the adventures ahead. The plane's engines roared to life, and Emily gripped her mother's hand as the ground slipped away. Little did she know, this flight would become a tale retold for generations. The plane reached cruising altitude and Emily peered out the window, marveling at the fluffy clouds and endless sky. Passengers relaxed, some reading, others watching movies. Emily's mother handed her a coloring book, but Emily kept glancing outside, captivated by the scenery. Everything seemed perfect, until it wasn't. The plane glided smoothly, a serene vessel in a sea of blue. Emily felt a sense of calm wash over her. She colored in her book, her mother reading beside her. The atmosphere was tranquil, a stark contrast to the chaos that would soon unfold. Little did she know the calm before the storm was about to end. The sky darkened, and distant clouds loomed. Emily's mother reassured her it was just bad weather. The plane encountered slight turbulence, and the pilot urged everyone to remain calm. Emily watched the darkening clouds, a small seed of fear planted within her. The storm was more intense than anything she had experienced before. The turbulence grew stronger, and the plane shook violently. Suddenly, a bright flash and a deafening crack. Lightning had struck the plane. Panic erupted among passengers, and oxygen masks dropped from the ceiling. Emily's mother quickly secured their masks, holding Emily tightly. Amid the chaos, a determined spark ignited within Emily. She knew she had to stay strong. The cabin descended into chaos. Passengers struggled with oxygen masks, and flight attendants worked tirelessly to calm everyone. Emily felt a strange sense of clarity, realizing they were all in this together. The captain's voice explained the situation, urging calm. Emily's fear turned into a drive to take action. She had to do something. The plane's systems were malfunctioning, and the pilot's voice carried urgency. Emily watched the flight attendants, absorbing every detail. The reality of the emergency sank in, but Emily felt a growing sense of purpose. She didn't understand everything, but she knew she had to be brave. The cabin was in chaos, belongings scattered, and passengers crying out in fear. Despite the fear, there was a sense of solidarity among the passengers. Emily remembered her fascination with planes and the stories of brave pilots. This was her moment to turn fear into action. She was determined to make a difference. Emily's thoughts became laser-focused. She remembered the safety procedures and realized she could help. She turned to her mother with a determined expression, ready to act. Emily watched the flight attendants, absorbing every instruction. This was her moment to be brave, and she was ready to embrace it. With her newfound determination, Emily began to formulate a plan. She knew she needed to communicate her observations to the flight attendants and offer her help. She unbuckled her seatbelt, despite the turbulence, and stood up, steadying herself against the seatback. Her mother reached out to stop her, but Emily's eyes conveyed her resolve. She had to do this. Emily approached a nearby flight attendant, her voice clear and confident despite the chaos around her. "I think I can help," she said, explaining her understanding of the emergency procedures and her observations. The flight attendant, taken aback by the young girl's courage, listened intently. She saw the determination in Emily's eyes and realized that this was no ordinary child. Emily's insights could be invaluable. The flight attendant nodded, appreciating Emily's bravery and presence of mind. She quickly relayed Emily's observations to the other crew members and the pilots. Emily's suggestions, though simple, were practical and insightful. She had a unique perspective, unclouded by panic, and her ideas were based on the emergency procedures she had memorized. The crew, recognizing her potential, decided to include her in their efforts. As Emily worked alongside the flight attendants, the tension in the cabin remained high. The passengers watched in awe as the young girl moved with determination, helping to steady loose items and assist those in need. Her calm demeanor and clear instructions brought a sense of hope to those around her. The suspense was palpable, but Emily's actions were a beacon of courage in the midst of fear. The build-up to Emily's action was filled with a mix of anticipation and anxiety. Every moment felt like an eternity, but Emily remained focused. She knew that her actions could make a difference, and she was determined to see it through. As the plane continued to battle the storm, Emily's bravery shone brightly, inspiring those around her and setting the stage for the ultimate test of her courage. Emily's small frame moved with surprising agility through the turbulent cabin. She assisted the flight attendants by securing loose items and providing reassurance to frightened passengers. Her calm and composed demeanor brought a sense of stability amidst the chaos. The determination in her eyes was unmistakable. She was on a mission to help save the plane. The flight attendants, initially hesitant, quickly realized the value of her presence. Emily's knowledge of the safety procedures and her ability to remain calm under pressure were assets they hadn't anticipated. She directed passengers to tighten their seatbelts, adjust their oxygen masks, and brace for potential impacts. Her clear, steady voice cut through the fear and brought a sense of order to the cabin. Despite the relentless turbulence, Emily remained focused. She remembered every detail from the safety demonstrations and applied this knowledge with precision. Her small hands worked quickly, fastening buckles, securing overhead compartments, and ensuring no loose items were left to become hazards. Each action, though small, was a vital part of the effort to stabilize the situation. Her courage was contagious. Seeing a young girl so composed in the face of danger inspired the passengers around her. They began to follow her lead, adjusting their positions and helping each other. The collective fear started to transform into a shared strength, driven by Emily's fearless example. She was not just a child on her first plane trip. She was becoming a beacon of hope for everyone on board. The flight attendants coordinated closely with Emily, recognizing her as an essential part of their emergency response team. They relayed her observations and suggestions to the cockpit, where the pilots were battling to regain control of the aircraft. The communication between the cabin and the cockpit became more streamlined thanks to Emily's clear and concise contributions. One of the flight attendants, a seasoned professional, took Emily under her wing. She guided Emily through the more complex tasks, ensuring she understood the importance of each action. Together, they worked on stabilizing the cabin, checking on passengers, and preparing for any further emergencies. Emily absorbed every bit of information, her quick thinking and adaptability proving invaluable. The pilots, informed of Emily's efforts, were impressed by her bravery and composure. They requested updates from the cabin, relying on the flight attendants and Emily to provide real-time information about the situation. Emily's observations about the passengers' conditions and the state of the cabin helped the pilots to make informed decisions about their next steps. Emily's interaction with the crew was a testament to the power of teamwork. Despite her youth, she was treated as an equal, her insights and actions respected and valued. This collaboration not only helped to manage the immediate crisis, but also boosted the morale of everyone on board. The shared goal of surviving the storm brought them all closer together, united by Emily's unwavering spirit. As the plane continued to battle the storm, a critical moment arrived. The pilots needed to make a decisive maneuver to stabilize the aircraft and avoid a catastrophic failure. The communication between the cockpit and the cabin became even more crucial. Emily, positioned at the center of the action, relayed vital information and helped coordinate the passengers' responses. The tension in the cabin was palpable. Every jolt and shudder of the aircraft was met with a collective intake of breath. Emily, however, remained a pillar of strength. She moved through the rows, ensuring everyone was prepared for the upcoming maneuver. Her voice, calm and steady, provided instructions and reassurance, helping to keep panic at bay. The flight attendants, guided by Emily and their own training, executed their tasks with precision. They synchronized their efforts, creating a seamless flow of actions that contributed to the overall stability of the aircraft. Emily's presence was a constant reminder that even in the darkest moments, courage and teamwork could make a difference. The turning point came when the pilots executed the maneuver. The plane dipped and swayed, the engines roaring as they fought against the storm. Emily braced herself, her heart pounding, but her resolve unshaken. She looked around, seeing the determination in the faces of the passengers and crew. In that moment, they were all united by a singular purpose: survival. The aircraft gradually steadied, the turbulence lessening. A collective sigh of relief filled the cabin, but the danger was not yet over. Emily knew they had overcome a significant hurdle, but there was still more to be done. Her focus sharpened, and she prepared for the next phase of their ordeal. The turning point had been reached, but the journey was far from over. The storm raged outside, but the worst seemed behind them. The plane's systems were responding, and the cabin was calmer thanks to Emily and the crew. The ultimate test was yet to come. The pilots needed to execute an emergency landing. Emily ensured everyone was prepared. Her clear instructions and calm demeanor maintained order. She reminded passengers to brace for impact and follow the crew's directions. The pilots coordinated the emergency landing. Emily's role was pivotal, ensuring passengers were in the safest positions. The plane descended. Passengers braced themselves, following Emily's lead. The aircraft hit the runway with a jolt. The impact was rough, but the preparations paid off. The passengers remained secure, their injuries minimal. Emily, exhausted but triumphant, looked around. They were safe. 275 lives had been saved. Emily had become a true heroine at 30,000 feet. Her actions would be remembered forever. As the plane came to a complete stop, the passengers began to process the harrowing experience they had just endured. The immediate aftermath was a mix of relief, exhaustion, and overwhelming gratitude. The crew quickly initiated the evacuation procedures, guiding everyone to safety. Emily, though physically drained and emotionally spent, continued to help until the last passenger had disembarked. Emergency vehicles surrounded the aircraft, with medical personnel ready to assist those in need. The passengers, still in a state of shock, were escorted to a safe area where they could reunite with their families and receive the care they needed. The sense of relief was palpable, and the realization of their narrow escape began to sink in. They owed their lives not just to the trained professionals, but also to an extraordinary young girl whose courage had made all the difference. The gratitude of the passengers was overwhelming. Many approached Emily and her mother, expressing their heartfelt thanks. Some were moved to tears, unable to find the words to convey their appreciation fully. Emily's actions had not only saved their lives, but had also restored their faith in the power of bravery and the resilience of the human spirit. Her story spread quickly among the survivors, each recounting their own perspective of her heroism. The crew, particularly the flight attendants and pilots, were equally moved by Emily's bravery. They commended her not just for her actions, but also for the calm and steady influence she had exerted during the crisis. The teamwork and coordination between Emily and the crew had been crucial in overcoming the disaster. It was a testament to the importance of clear communication, quick thinking, and the refusal to give in to panic. The events of that fateful flight had a profound impact on Emily's life. Her story quickly became a media sensation, capturing the hearts of people around the world. News outlets covered her heroic deeds extensively, and she was hailed as a little heroine who had saved 275 lives. The attention was overwhelming at times, but Emily handled it with the same grace and composure she had shown on the plane. Emily's newfound fame brought numerous opportunities. She was invited to speak at schools, aviation events, and safety seminars. Her story was shared as an example of bravery and quick thinking, inspiring countless others. Despite her young age, Emily became a role model, demonstrating that heroism knows no age and that even the smallest among us can make a significant difference. The experience also solidified Emily's interest in aviation. She began to study more about planes and emergency procedures, driven by a desire to understand how she could continue to contribute to passenger safety. She forged strong bonds with the flight attendants and pilots who had been with her during the crisis, learning from their experiences and insights. Emily's passion for flying had turned into a commitment to making air travel safer for everyone. Her family, too, felt the impact of her bravery. Emily's mother, who had been her pillar of support throughout the ordeal, couldn't have been prouder. The close bond they shared deepened even further, strengthened by the shared experience of facing and overcoming such a significant challenge. Emily's bravery brought her family closer together, united by the knowledge that they had faced the unimaginable and emerged stronger. Emily's story resonated far beyond that single flight. It reminded us of humanity's strength and resilience. In crises, unexpected heroes step forward, shining light in dark moments. Emily's actions highlighted the importance of preparedness and calm under pressure. Her heroism led to a renewed focus on safety training and emergency preparedness. Airlines began incorporating her story into training, emphasizing clear communication. Her experience underscored the need for continuous improvement in safety protocols. Emily's story fostered a sense of shared humanity. It reminded us that everyone can contribute positively in a crisis. Her bravery inspired appreciation for everyday heroes. It encouraged individuals to recognize their capacity to impact others. Emily's story continues to inspire, a testament to courage and resilience. She remained humble, acknowledging the collective effort that saved the plane. Her journey is a testament to courage and resilience. Emily's legacy continues to inspire future generations. Her actions remind us that even the smallest among us can be heroes. Thank you for watching Tech and Trek. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more inspiring stories and adventures.